Hello and welcome to the Radonk Residency. I am Dr. Purnima Kale and today we are going to talk about the most important topic in whole of the radiation oncology residents and also the people who are trying to enter this branch. Is radiation oncology going to fade away in future? Is it not relevant? Are there no jobs in radiation oncology? So today we are going to discuss about various aspects and how it is changing over time, how is it evolving, and what can be the future of this branch. Okay, so basically congratulations for all those who have already entered into radiation oncology, and for those who haven't, I'm sure you'll be able to look forward to this branch in your counseling sessions. So first and foremost, let me get straight to the point. Is radiation oncology a dead branch? And I would definitely say no. Why? Because if you've read the statistics and if you've known, all over the world, as the non-communicable diseases are increasing, then cancer is now going ahead of even diabetes and hypertension. It is growing manifolds, and the morbidity and the mortality caused by cancer is rising tremendously in India. Okay, so even if you don't want to settle abroad, even if you don't want to go anywhere and look for a career in India, then why is this not a good option? So if I give you an analogy, if we are talking right now, if you take gynecology, right, as you know that the population is decreasing and the cancer levels are increasing. So do you think that in 25 to 30 years you are going to have that much of obstetric cases? Because as you know, all the families are shrinking, people are going for dinks, that is no kid, double income, no kids, and all of these fashion fad are going on. And nowadays the people are actually trying to have lesser kids or no kids. So eventually, I'm not saying that gynecology is a dead branch. Don't just take it that way. But the demand is going to decrease. But when we come to cancer, it is tremendously overpowering every other type of disease, and yes, the opportunity is increasing. But yes, after saying that, what I want to tell you is, when we try to look at a branch or as a career, we always try to focus on all the major cities. So last 1 or 2 years there has been a shift, or there has been a trend, that all the metros, like if you talk about Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai, Bangalore, so all of these metro cities are getting saturated. Yes, so previously, if you have seen my videos, I've already told you that when I did my MD, then there were only scope in the metro cities, because the centers have had not perforated down the system in the 2 tier and the 3 tier cities. And therefore, if you choose a branch like radiation oncology, nuclear medicine, or even for cardiology, neurosurgery for that matter, you had to have the setup where you can operate or where you can treat the patient, and that was only located to the metro cities. But mind you, what I am seeing nowadays, and what has been the talk of the town, that many centers, like most of the big centers like HCG or Max or Manipal, everybody is trying to percolate down the system. They are going to the 2 tiers and the 3 tier cities, and this is where the opportunity lies. So if you want that, you want to spend your life in a metro city, but a bigger, a well known, a more reputed doctor is already sitting there, right? So you making your name going into Delhi, Mumbai, or Chennai is going to be slightly difficult. But what you target certain areas where this is new, like where I come from in Maharashtra, there has been centers coming up in Amravati, Akola, Buldhana, then Gondia, Chandrapur. So these are all the centers which are actually coming up in a big way, and they are paying huge amount of salary just because they want a specialist there. So be it a corporate, even Tata is opening so many centers in the periphery nowadays. The government has given the permission of setting up a radiotherapy department in every government center, that is going to be set up in every medical college. And as you know that Indian government is trying to plan a one medical center or medical hospital in all of the districts of India. So can you imagine the kind of work that is going to be there? And with the incidence of cancer rising, this is definitely not a dead branch anymore. Like few years back when my guide had done his PG, there were only hardly 5 or 10 machines where there was a limited access to the patient, the limited resources, and the machines were not available, but not anymore. But just with a slight twist, that if you want to settle in a metro, that is going to be slightly cumbersome and difficult, because mainly all of the radiation oncologists who are working nowadays have been settled there, and many of your seniors have taken the good positions in main corporates. And yes, there you are going to face certain problems, but not in the periphery anymore. This branch as a whole is growing, is evolving, and it is going to be a very bright future for this branch, I'm sure. Secondly, if you're interested in research, this fields give you the impact, the vastness of the research which is yet to be done, because this is a comparatively new branch. If you look into medicine, if you look into gynae, if you look into surgery, many people have been doing a lot of research in lot of years. But cancer, as you can see, every other day there is a new treatment modality coming up, every other day there is another drug coming up, and you as a radiation oncologist have this opportunity to dive deep into the research of it, and definitely you can do wonders in academic, in research, and even in your clinical practice. So this branch gives you an amalgamation of everything that you want, and whatever you choose for, be it OPD branch, be it surgical branch, be it academic branch, everything is catered by this one beautiful branch, and which I am in love of, because you already know. And I want that everybody should know the pros as well as the cons, because in society, if you ask anybody, anybody randomly would say, oh, that is not a good branch, or there are no job opportunities, or people are not getting jobs. But when you come to the entire picture, this is the whole scenario. See, I am not only telling you the good part, I'm also telling you the bad part, that in metros, yes, there are a lot of well-known reputed radiation oncologists which are taking up most of the patients who come to the region. But that is how you build your practice, that is how you make your name. So you go to a place where it is required, where it is needed, there is a lot of population where you have centered, and you make your own name in the setup. So this gives you a lot of fulfillment. I can surely tell you that treating a patient out of cancer and seeing him or her live her life and coming to your follow-up will give you immense joy. But on the other side of the coin, there is possibility of metastasis, possibility of death, which also goes hand in hand. So it is a these are two sides of the same coin, so you need to face that. Then I think this much is enough for this, and I'll come on to the second part of it, that should I go for medical oncology after radiation oncology, and is it allowed that we can do medical oncology? So let me clear the fuss. Yes, you are allowed to appear for the medical oncology if you have done radiation oncology, but just wait. If you are getting into the branch of radiation oncology, don't make up your mind that I only want to go for medical oncology and do this, I'm just doing radiation oncology for the sake of doing it. Just enter this branch with an open mind. This has so much to offer to you. Okay, so if you're a newbie who is actually taking up radiation oncology for the first time, or if you're in the first year, give yourself 1 year for this branch. Okay, I just want to tell you, give yourself 1 year. The first year of your residency is going to be chaotic. It is going to be filled of joys and sorrows and ups and downs. You're going to have quarrels with your seniors. You're going to face a lot of negative things, and making this pre-notion that I don't want to do this will not make you fit in, or will not make you grow through this branch. So keep your mind open, give yourself 1 year, and in that 1 year, try to learn whatever there is in radiation oncology. And if you like it, then well and good. But if you don't, then always you have the option of medical oncology. So from second year onwards, start preparing for your medical oncology, and then you can crack it. So it depends upon your interest and your preferences, but don't make any prejudged notions while entering this branch. Don't try to take in all the negativity that is there in the internet and around. So in the last around 1.5 weeks since the NEET PG 2025 has occurred, I have had almost 2 to 300 messages on Instagram, on my WhatsApp for the known people, and I've gotten calls. Ma'am, everywhere I see there is negativity about this branch. What should I do? Should I go for it? Should I not go for it? So I think that I have to give my perspective to it. See, if you do not like this branch and only are taking it for the sake because it is fitting into your rank, then you might not enjoy it. Let me be very, very straightforward and clear with you. Because if you look at it, this is a branch where you know nothing about. You have to grow from scratch. You have to learn even ABCD of this branch, and you have to put in a lot of effort. Now, this is, you do not get anything easy in life. Even if you do MS general surgery, you have to do MCH, you have to do super specialty and whatnot. Even if you do MD medicine, you have to do DM, or you have to do, even in gynae nowadays there is super specialty coming up. So you cannot just get your easy way. If you have entered into the medical field, it is not going to be easy. We have already chosen it for ourselves. But the thing is, if you like what sorrows, or what hurts you, then it will not bring you the kind of depression or the kind of negativity that you want in your life. So I think this branch is not easy, let me put it really straight, but this is very very interesting. And when you look at it from the perspective of what you are doing to the society, what kind of care you are giving, what kind of service you're going to giving to the society, I think there is no match to it, even with the spiritual outlook, financial outlook, personal outlook, and social outlook. So financially, yes, this is again a job based branch, because setting up a new center would take lot many crores, because the machines and the setup is very difficult. But you can definitely get a job. And to add this, I'm not going to tell you all this is all unicorns and butterflies. No, always when you want to succeed in life, you have to be in the top 5% of your branch. How can you get into the top 5%? By working very hard, by learning all the concepts, by knowing, by getting the knowledge, and by applying it in your clinical practice. You are going to step up. Even if you take any branch, not, this is not just for radiation, you can see a lot of neurosurgeons, cardiologists, urologists have a very good practice. But there are a lot many who are not doing that well. So what is the difference between those? So the people who are knowledgeable, who have good communication skill, who have a good circle, and those who can cater the patient well, make it to the top. And in every branch it is the same. It is not just restricted to radiation oncology. Your passion, your knowledge, your skills will take you to the top. So if you're entering in this branch, please enter with utmost passion, the zeal to learn, and also keep your mind open. Don't get bogged down by the negativity that you have on the internet, and just take this branch if you really really like this. And I'm sure that you, if you do not have any exposure, you have no idea of this branch or what it is all about. So I would urge you to visit a center near you. Go look at the department, see the machines, see how a day in the life of radiation oncologist looks like. Go and talk to the person who is working there, to the doctor, to the consultant there, and then make an informed decision. You cannot choose your path, or you cannot choose your career based on what you hear from the internet, or what somebody has told you somewhere. You go look for it yourself and see if you can like it, if you can work for it for the rest of your life, because this is going to be your life coming forward for next 50 years, 60 years, you might not know. So I think this is a amazing branch. I think this is the best decision I've ever made by choosing this branch. And if you need any help, obviously we are here. You can write it in the comments below. We'll try to answer all of your comments. And if there is any doubt, then you can come to us and you can directly contact us. But first and foremost, I want to say, please don't get bogged down by what you hear on the internet. Secondly, keep an open mind while pursuing or choosing any subject of your choice when you are looking for the career options. And third, always believe in your own hard work, your own passion, and your skill. Your heart will tell you what you want to do and what you want to pursue. So make sure you follow your intuition. And also obviously the marks, obviously, like, marks would play an important role, but try to keep your preferences according to what you like and don't like, and only don't go for what is acceptable to the society or what society feels is good or cool. So don't go by that. Play your own game, and I'm sure you'll succeed in your life. So all the very best, and we are here to help you out if you need.